Hello there, survivors. This is Corithman, Myth Tracker, and this is the WarZ. I thought I'd start a new series at the moment of a tutorial of how to survive. I'm no by means the best survivor in the game, but I do have some ideas. Even the most veteran players get shot and killed every so often. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from absolute scratch, and I'll show you some ideas of how to do it. Let's have a look. Right, Eleanor Carr. And there's a reason why I'm calling her a female. Is you don't have to go with the female. What I would recommend first is try and go for dark colours. Ones with lots of varying neutral colours like this camo top breaks up the character and makes them hard to see. Also, ones with hair, better, and slightly darker skin. The bigger the character, the bigger the target you're going to be. Just remember, this is a first-person shooter as well. The wider you are and the taller you are, the bigger a target you impose. So if you go for girls, look, slightly thinner. Very thin. He's not too bad. She's alright, but she doesn't have much camo really. Apart from that, that's not so bad. Oh, I quite like that one actually. Except that the tattoos, but I'll go for that. Right, I'll create a new survivor. Right, as you look in the inventory, you start with a flashlight, some bandages, a can of soda, or can of pop if you're in Britain, and a granola bar. A granola bar will actually give you very minor hunger back, so it'll fill you up slightly, but it will actually give you 1/3 your stamina back. All this Survivor series at the moment will be from the December 2012 patch, so things may change. We did have weight, so if you were, whenever you carried, actually was heavier, you can only carry the maximum amount where it said there was 20 kilograms in a small backpack. That, after the last 2 patches ago, for some reason, broke. So that wasn't good. Right, what I'm going to show you is what I'm just going to get rid of these and I'll show you what I would call an optimum starter survival, or an ideal survival system. First of all, you need a hammer. Hammer's one of the best ones. You can lose it, you can risk losing it, but it's the best damage. It takes zombies down in 3 hits to the head. The baseball bat does 4 now. It's 4 hits to take them down. The hatchet is very rare, but it drops them in 2, so I wouldn't exactly recommend that. Tactical knife takes them down in 3, but is a lot faster than the hammer. Flashlight takes them down in about 6 to 8, but everyone can see you. Right. Something on here, it says also handy to actually make way to occupy the infected. At the moment, that doesn't work. Chem lights do it instead. Don't ask me why. Right, the next thing is you need health. So between 2 and 3 bandages, I go for 2. And if you got antibiotics, take at least 2 of those. These heal you 80%, where the bandages only give you about 20. Strange thing is, in the marketplace, the bandages are less expensive than the painkillers, and the painkillers only give you about a fifth. So basically they give you less healing, but for more dollar value, which I find really odd. Right. And you don't need food. Binoculars is good, but if you've only got a couple in your global inventory, you can find them everywhere. So that's something that you can do without. A weapon, ranged weapon, is nice, but if you're starting out, it's better to find one, and then you can keep these in there just in case you need a real emergency. Like you go out hunting for someone. And you don't need any food or water, really, because you'll find it all over the place. You'll be fine. You won't starve, really. I haven't really starved yet. One thing you would need, though, I would recommend, is a medium backpack. Unfortunately, I don't have any medium backpacks on me. I only have a small one, so if you have a small one, you have to deal with the small one. But it's better to have a medium one. Large ones for starting characters are way too big. If you lie down, people can see you a mile off. So it's better to have something to actually back you up, like a big gun. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to play. Try and find a server with minimal people on. It's easy to survive. It's not super easy to survive, because I was on one this morning with 5 people, and I got shot, even though I had nothing. I literally had nothing. I started a character. Started one of the wrong characters, actually. I didn't even give him any starting equipment. So I thought, oh, I'll carry on. Right, so at the moment, I've got to 55. Then we wait an age for it to load up. It's got to put you on mute whilst I have a drink. Right, after burning my mouth, I'm back. Right, there are plenty of places to spawn around here at the moment. There is not any place more newbie than the others. Right, so it's night time. That's good. Night time is always good. Right, at the moment I've started just northeast of NORAD military base. You can actually spawn anywhere, basically. You've got more common chance of actually spawning around the edge of the map, but you can spawn in the middle. If you die somewhere, when you respawn in that area, almost like a continuation of your character. Right, so let's have a look. That is what we've got. This is your flashlight. Right, people can see it a mile off. So you press backspace to get rid of it when you're running around. What we need to do is find a nice place to get some food and everything like that. The weather station to the east is quite good, but it's quite far. No, I think I will go for that. Frosty Pines is a very heavily hunted area. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this way. Try and keep to the trees, cover. If in doubt, drop down. Right, your inventory. Anytime you stop for any amount of time, lie down, go prone. So you can use your inventory, use your map, set your options. You can put it up a little bit brighter if you want, if it's too dark. Don't do it too much because it actually brightens everything up. I'll show you. As you can see there, it's still as hard to see. So the optimum, I would say, is just above half for darkness. Right, if you can't keep to the trees, always look around. Always look as though you're being hunted. That's the best way of doing creeping, looking for any kind of movement. So basically you stop every so often and just look around, try and look at the difference between the foreground and the background. As you can see there in the grass, it's darker at the front, lighter at the back. If someone was walking past there, they'd be very visible. Trees, very hard to see in. So you've got to be careful of that. You don't really want to walk into a tree where there's someone already there. As you can see, at the top right, you've got an eye and an ear. When I stop, the red bar goes lower on the eye. When I start running, it goes higher, and the ear goes up as well. That's your visibility and sound meter to infected, well, zombies. If I sprint, it goes all the way up the side, and the hearing isn't too bad. The hearing is actually dependent on what you're walking on as well. Because I've sprinted, at the bottom left, you'll see a sprinting man above the big red man. That is your sprint amount. You use that up. When it gets to 0, you can't sprint anymore. If you want to get away from zombies, keep 3/4 of that so you can run away easily. I'll explain down there now at the moment. Oh no, I'll continue with the top. Right, I'm going to go prone. Right, I'm lying down. There you go, I can move. If you press crawl at the same time, you move slower. And your hearing is basically silent movement. You can do that on anything noisy, and you won't make much noise at all, because players will be able to hear any noise your footsteps make. Jumping doesn't make any noise, which is strange. Using your weapon, it's very noisy, as you can see. Right, another thing. Oh no, I've gone about the UI. At the bottom left, you'll see knife and fork and a white bar on the left, circling round up to the head. That slowly goes down with hunger. You eat, it raises it up to a maximum amount. You don't eat, it goes down. You sprint, when you replenish, it goes down faster. When you hit people, it goes down faster. When you do anything exerting, it goes down faster. Food raises it. Some drink raises it as well, like juice, can of soda, but only by a small amount. On the other side, it looks like a vessel with a dot in it. It's actually a drop of water. That's a drink. That goes up and down as well, depending on what you're doing. Some foods reduce that. If either bar goes right down to the bottom, right down to the icon, it'll start glowing red, and it'll get deeper and deeper red. When it gets to bright red, you'll start taking damage. Your damage is based on the red man in the middle. If he's fully red, you're fully healed. If you notice there, there's a pixel of black just at the top, so I must have taken damage somewhere. Anyway, as you take damage, it goes down. A zombie will probably kill you in about 5 hits. Guns will kill you almost outrightly immediately, unless you're wearing body armor. Body armor gives you a slight chance of surviving more. Helmets, not too sure about that yet. I think it does help, but not much. Probably only about 10% to the damage. Right, what else now? Yes, when you lose health, you can raise it by using bandages, which raises it by about 20%. I think painkillers raises it between 10 and 15%, and antibiotics raises it by 80%, and a medikit completely restores it. Also, some foods, particularly good tinned goods like tuna, a tin of ham, an MRE, will heal a little bit, probably around about 5 to 10% of your health if you have a lot of food already in you. I think it's dependent on how full you are. Because I've eaten a tin of ham and I had half food in me. It didn't raise my health, but I ate another one after that, and it raised my health. It kind of capped out, so it must be whatever's left gets put back in your health, makes you healthier, which is a good idea. The bottom bar you see in front of you is 6 numbers. The first one is your primary, which is your rifle. Your second one is melee or pistols, and 3, 4, 5, and 6 are basically tool belt, whatever you want. The rest is in your backpack, so that means if you want to access it, you go in to your backpack, right click, use, or drag and drop. Oh, the weight is in there. I've got 1.4 kilograms if I implemented it again. Right, you can aim, but not whilst having bandages. If you aim, you zoom in, so you get a better look. That's how you use binoculars and iron sights and guns. But iron sights and guns must be in first person. Exploring third person, you get a better perspective around the area. You can see things around you and also in relation to you. When you go into combat at the start, it's best to go into first person. I'll explain combat later when I get to some zombies, hopefully, sometime next week. Right, hunting tactics. Well, getting around actually. Try and avoid keeping off the skyline. It's called being skylined. See, top of that hill there, there's a tree pokes out. If you were stood up there, you'd be just as visible. So the best way of doing that is crouch as you go up to the lip. Let's say this is the top of the hill. As you get there, get prone, crawl up, look over, and get over, and get down the other side. If you have a way around it, take the longer way. It's always better, because most people will go up and over. Because if someone moves, even in those trees over there, right at the far, over there, I will see them. Never look at the center of your screen only. You'll have to look around, look up, see if people are up there. Don't move your mouse too fast, and every now and again, stop. Look behind you, because people might have spawned in. Also, a good technique I've used is going global. Saying hello. If people come back within 5 or 10 minutes saying hello back, then you know they've more chance of not killing you because they've got a friendly disposition. They want community rather than just killing. If no one says anything, then you can bet that they would rather shoot you rather than make friends. A lot of people say use global chat for friendlies and things like that instead of proximity. But if you say friendly NORAD and you're in NORAD, you've told everyone where you are. You may as well use proximity. Also, getting around. Right, look here. I think I'm quite well hidden here. Look at that hill. All that grass on it. Put it down to low. After it's applied. And it's not much more. You can see, look. I've tried to stop people from, you know, using that, but even on low, you can still see someone on that ridge if they're lying there, unless you zoom in. But still, it's a lot different to this. Look at that. I prefer to play on this because I feel it's fairer. It's how the game should be. But if you're a lot of people, especially bandits, turn the grass real far down so they can actually have better shots at people. Sometimes big bushes are there, but it's only 50% chance of that. If you want to hide anywhere, hide in a tree. They don't reduce. That's the best place for them for hiding. Trees, rocks, crevices, grass. Better chance at night, really, of hiding. Right, where am I? Still got miles left to go yet. I think I can get up here. Try and find paths as well to travel which people don't travel around quite commonly, because you will get them. There are paths between certain points where people will use to get from A to B, etc. Also, one thing about a starting character is there are some people which will camp known spawn spots, especially if you've died in an area. People commonly respawn at one certain point, and people will sit there and camp you. If you find that you keep getting killed at a certain place on a certain server, try and find a lesser populated server, move around, move away, come back, get to the other side of the server, get back on the server, come up behind the son of a gun, and get them. Right, I can't exactly do that. Blast. Oh no, I can. Yep, it's a little invisible wall you can just walk around. Right, I've got to be careful, because sometimes there's a random damage walking there. Some people say jumping down it, like that, will stop you getting damage. I'm going to test that out sometime. I don't want to test it out now. Or sometimes you can jump quite a distance and not take any damage at all. Right. Well, whilst I'm running, I'm going to tell you about combat. Right. Combat, melee combat, is difficult. If you get one zombie, good. Get more than one zombie, it can become problematic. The best way of doing it at the start is in first person and get your weapon out. Now, aim, let their head, let's say the top of that small tree is their head. Aim for their head to be about there, because that's where you'll hit them every time, right? And every time you hit them in the head, you'll stun them, so they won't be able to attack you. So don't press and hold and keep going, because when they come back, you might miss their attack, and they'll hit you, and then you'll hit them afterwards. Hit them, wait them to recover, and immediately to recover, hit them again. Keep doing that, and you shouldn't take any damage. I can take out 5 zombies doing that. Now, third person is a bit more difficult. Zombies, if you aim for their head, for where your right shoulder is, they come up to you and aim at their right head where your right shoulder is, you'll hit their head. You'll probably have to do 1 or 2 more hits than normal, but that's better. Because one of the good things about... Oh, see, there you go. Fell down, that hurt. It wasn't even a fall. So what you can do is, one of the good things in third person is strafing run. You can take quite a lot of zombies that way. Hit one, stun it, move around, hit another one, stun it. By the time you've stunned a couple, the other one's he's turning round, you've pre-hit him again. But don't try it with a flashlight. It's a death warrant if you want to do it with a flashlight. The hammer is the best. It's the best weapon in the game at the moment for melee. It's the most common of the best weapons, that is, and it does the most damage. As you can see now, my food and health is going down. The last patch, they've actually reduced the amount of food you use, which means drink is more important, but which is good because it's all over the place. Water. Water's everywhere, but that will only give you thirst back. Oh, here we go. Right. If you lie down and go prone, you can almost get right up behind these guys. Now, I shouldn't be coming in straight away like this. I should be first looking for signs of characters. Signs of characters are lines of zombies which just look like a conga line somewhere. That means that a character has run from them and they've just stopped. So you know a character's been there. You don't know. I'll move fast then. No, he's just a fast mover. See, I actually saw that behind the building. Right, she's going to see me anyway. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Put it away. Sometimes the zombie. Oh wow, she rolled down the hill. Sometimes zombies drop money, and they now drop items. And the items are more commonly rare loot, like big backpacks, baseball bats, litre of water. Litres are different than the 375ml one. It actually fills up almost 100% of your water requirement. Right, I'll show you first person now. Right, what I've done here is I've pressed flashlight, bandages, back to flashlight. If you press Q as standard, you swap out your weapons. So basically you can have some things there fast, so you can actually change between weapons really, really rapidly. So it's good to actually use like bandages or something innocuous, which isn't bright like the flashlight. There we go, about there. There you go, money. So you can keep swapping to it. Right, been hit there. Oh gosh. Panicking now. Let's use some of those bandages. Gosh, that wasn't much. Also, if you use them on your hotbar like that, it does take a while to use them. If you want to use them instantly, go to your inventory and right click. You can use them immediately. Right, I've got to be very careful now. Right, whenever you get out of a building, check around. If you get into a building and there's nothing there, Some player's been there in the last 15 minutes and looted it. Zombies spawn faster than loot. So don't take zombies as an indication of a player being there. If you see one lying down on the ground and there's no blood around it, it's playing possum. It will get up. Oh, bother. Right, let's try a can of pasta. Right, it didn't put much up at all. It did put a little bit up, but not much. Until I got to full health. Let's try a granola bar. Nope, that didn't put anything up at all. Now I have to be really, really, really careful. Oh no. Right, now it's time to run. And when you're this damaged, you can't run. You can't sprint. Oh no. I think I'm bleeding to death. Well, they're actually talking about the rare mutated zombie, which is the zombie Bigfoot. Right, as you can see, players can now track me because I'm bleeding like nobody's business. And I can't do anything about it. Let's try and use up as much of my food as possible, because if I die, I die. At least if I die, someone else can't get it. Right, there's one up there. Zombies actually do, when you get within a certain radius, they will give you an audio warning. Only sometimes they don't if they're lying down. Right, so it's best actually to play this game using speakers. That's why I'm using headphones, because then you can actually gauge where they're coming from. At the moment, when I'm recording, sound effects are quite minimal. One thing you've got to be wary of is when you go up steps. Is if you get to the top or the bottom of them, you can randomly stand up. See? One's found me. Wish I had a gun to go with that. What I need to do is get to the top and run round and try and get down. A little bit there. Oh gosh. Oh no! I was just about to get a bandage then. But there you go. That was the first life of my character. Next I'll show you how to kit her out, and then I'll start again and see if we can try and get a gun. Thank you all. This was Curithwin, and this was a Survivor series for WarZ. Obviously I didn't survive very well. Speak to you all later.